On Wednesday, March the 2nd, the State Education Committee held a hearing on House Bill 855, which will allow school districts to furlough teachers for economic reasons. Right now, currently, they cannot. And so what we have had happening in the various school districts because of the economic situations that we find ourselves in is elimination of whole programs. And it's interesting that the programs that are typically being eliminated are music, the gifted programs, and sometimes even the special ed. So I find that disconcerting that we would actually eliminate programs. And so what House Bill 855 would do would allow a school district for economic reasons to be able to furlough professional staff. And I think we should give the school districts those tools, and hopefully this session will also give school districts a couple more tools to be able to handle the cost impacts that our current economic situation has had. That being said, we had 5 different groups speak today. We had the Pennsylvania School Boards Association, we had the Pennsylvania School Business Officials, the Pennsylvania Association of School Administrators, that's your school superintendents, the Pennsylvania State Education Association, and the American Federation of Teachers. They all offered testimony today at this hearing on House Bill 855. And there was a couple interesting things in that hearing. First of all, the teacher unions basically really want to have seniority to be the main, if not the overriding factor on considering teacher furloughs. The second part of that is that they had claimed, because House Bill 855 is going to make some teacher evaluation part of the furlough mechanism. And the teachers unions had claimed, that right now the teachers unions work very closely with the school districts and already accomplished that. Yet when you talk, and we weren't able to ask very many questions, but when you talk with school districts, school boards, and school administrators, it is very, very difficult to remove a underperforming teacher. And I thought that was interesting that they had come out with that information. The other parts were that the school districts and the school business officials and the school superintendents would very much like to have that ability to be able to furlough professional staff for economic reasons. And one of those things that they think they can accomplish, which is in House Bill 855, is to be able, let's say I have 7 first grade teachers and I want to get rid of one of those first grade teachers. I'm going to pick the one that is the least performing, performing at the lowest level. And so that way we can get help the school districts, when they do their furloughs, allow them to pick the lowest performing teacher to do that. And that is already, superintendents and school boards already know which teachers are at the lower end of the spectrum on performance. And so instead of making it strictly by seniority, where you could have a very high performing teacher that's only been there 2 or 3 years, and getting rid of that teacher, we would actually do it across the spectrum and allow them to furlough those teachers for other reasons. And so House Bill 855 is a very good tool to put in the school district's toolkit for them to use to help them take into account our current economic situations.